All right, we'll see if anyone joins today because I know I just made a live stream announcement about 1 minute ago. Dun, dun, dun. Hello. I know. I just felt like doing a live stream in the evening, and I don't know if that's a great idea because everyone is exhausted. Hi guys. Hello everybody. What's up? I like that. What's up? It's your first time catching a live. Yay. Yeah, I usually do them in the morning, at least my time, but I don't know. I just felt like doing one today just for about an hour or so, just catching up with you guys and trying to see how you felt about the video today. Yes, it is live. It is live. Does this trucking seem like suffering? Yeah, sometimes. For sure. In my experience, last week was pretty decent, more or less. Excuse my children in the background. It was pretty decent, more or less, because of the area we were in. But this week started off, I mean, it was terrible. It started off in Colorado because of greed. I sent one of my trucks to Colorado, and the delivery was Monday. He delivered it Sunday. And then he got stuck trying to climb to the summit. So he had to be towed yesterday. That was absolutely amazing. Do you run Hotshot? I do not. We are a flatbed carrier, 53-foot flatbeds. Hello. Good evening. Amazing. Hi. That's true. Drained. Yeah, 100% drained. Yeah. 100% drained. This week, I mean, just Monday by itself has been enough to it's going to get better. Yeah. What's going on with no freight and no rates? I know, right? It's like, again, February is always slow, but it seems like this February is a little bit worse than it was this time last year, at least according to the data. I actually don't remember what it was like for us in terms of the actual experience of booking loads. I can see that the rates are lower, but yeah, I'm driving for the next 12 hours, so I've got some time. Yikes, night drive. Ooh, stay safe. Where's the damn money, right? I agree. I'm an owner operator and I am working as little as possible because the spot market is horrible. Yeah, I agree. I mean, we can't work less because we do have pretty high fixed payments, but yeah, this is a market where unfortunately you have to work more for less money, which is really, really frustrating. Just got done watching your last video. Yeah, for some reason, I feel like I was the only one shocked by that, right? The last video was about the fact that you, as a trucker or as a carrier, you have you can be held liable if you transport by accident stolen cargo, right? And there's actually a claims director who talks about it, that in order to prevent that from happening, you have to check your BOL, your bill of lading, against the rate confirmation and make sure that the information matches. It's crazy. So you basically book a load through a broker who seems okay, and then you don't even know that you're transporting some stolen crap. Oh, that's amazing. Thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, hi. We have a lot of folks catching the live for the first time. I think it's because of the time. This is the first time I am doing it close to 5 p.m. Pacific time. Been sitting in an Amazon warehouse for about 9 hours now. Can we get it? Let's go. Yes, we can. We're ready? Wait. Hold on. Wait. Ready? Let's go. Driving 1,100 miles straight. Wow. This is a nice distraction. I am glad I can be a distraction. Hopefully not distracted driving, though. Stay safe, everyone. Mm, I have a paid off 2015 Cascadia and a paid off 2020 Great Dane. Dry van, Great Danes are great. Should I put a driver in it? Just doesn't seem worth it. Honestly, in this market, I don't understand. It kind of baffles me unless the market is very competitive from what I see. Unless you have, well, you have it paid off, which is going to help you quite a bit. The question is, what kind of rates are you going to offer your guys or gals who join your team? Because from what I see, like it's very hard to find folks right now. It's very competitive still. So for sure, the paid off equipment is going to help. But it depends on your lanes. Do you work off the load board? Do you have contract freight? How does that work? Miranda, do you know any good insurance? I am looking for insurance. Yes, we have been with Benchmark. I always say the first year we were with Trisura because they were new to anyway, it doesn't matter. Benchmark. We have been with Benchmark this whole time and I absolutely love them. I'm thinking of leasing onto a trucking company. So you think this is a good time or should I just go company driver right now? I think if you have a paid off truck, well, interesting. Company driver, if you get based on miles, especially if they pay you on all miles, that's the best bet in my opinion, because you're kind of shielded from the market to a degree, right? As long as you have loads, you're shielded from the market. You don't, it doesn't matter what the loads pay, you get paid by mile. Leasing on with your own truck is also an interesting thought if it's paid off and if they can guarantee you, if it's a good company that guarantees you good freight, there is a way to make money. But yeah, I think company drivers at the moment are the most shielded from the market in the sense if they're paid per mile. Yeah, they're still, I mean, they're still struggling because there are no loads, but relatively speaking. Well, as I said in my comment, many discrepancies with rate con and BOLs, blind shipments. Yeah, blind shipments I don't like. They're the worst. I don't know why I don't like them, but um serious question. Do you think we have grounds for a class action lawsuit? My understanding was that broker transparency was already a law. Actually, the comment period just opened up again. Yeah, there was a comment period and they opened it up again. In terms of a class action lawsuit, the thing is, broker transparency, it's not in the way, yes, the FMCSA is leaning towards broker transparency, but not in the way that folks hoped. It's not an automatic thing. Like you don't automatically get all the information about the load you just hauled. No. And on top of it, the FMCSA cannot make brokers remove language in their contracts where they force a carrier to sign away that right when getting set up with a broker. Yeah, so that broker transparency thing is not as exciting as what people were hoping for. Might be starting a new cargo van job here in a couple of weeks. That is amazing. Good luck. No, I-70 west of Denver. No, Denver was horrible. My God, this is the first time in 5 years that, well, almost 6 years, that we had to get tow. I think they call it snow towing, where they literally hook up the truck and trailer and literally just pull you up the mountain because you can't. And he had chains. I thought it was an auto socks problem. We have been using auto socks, never had an issue with them. He had chains as well. He put chains on, nothing. And I was actually looking at the cameras because there were cameras and there were so many trucks that just could not make it up to the summit. Oh, I think it's the same situation today. It's pretty bad there. Good evening, everyone. Be mindful of Premier breakdown solutions. Scammers totally get screwed over on a roadside breakdown today. Oh, I'm so sorry. There was another one. I forgot what their name is. They're in Texas. They're horrific. I need to remember their name because they were the worst roadside assistants ever. Yeah, horrible. But yeah, be aware. I'm sick of the snow. Yeah, I mean, booking loads when the weather is like this, it makes it even more difficult because you don't want to put your folks in situations. I mean, I don't drive, so I don't want to put my guys in situations where it's going to be dangerous. And actually, it was my mistake. I kind of completely forgot about the weather when I was booking this load to Colorado. The fact that I forgot about the market is a different story, but the weather escaped my mind. Yeah, that's a mistake I'm not going to be making again anytime uh soon. No, we do not train. um Ryan Harris, I've been at this since 96. Wouldn't get into trucking period, just my opinion. I I tend to see your point very clearly. I completely understand where it's coming from. Weather is not helping. No, it is not. I've been watching you since you had 8K subs. Glad to see you have grown so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's been a fun journey for sure. Thank you so much. Do you know much about straight trucking? Quite honestly, I try to teach from experience, and my experiences in dry vans, reefers, flatbeds, and very little bit in in step decks, even though that doesn't really count. So I try to teach from experience, and I don't have experience with straight. Yeah. Can you turn the heat up in Michigan? I wish I could. um, That's why I'm in box trucking, a lot less stress, in my opinion. Oof, I heard such a story from one guy with a box truck. He just got in and I'm not going to reveal any names, but he basically hauled a load for a broker, got freight guarded for absolutely no reason. And it was just a mess. And now he can't find work. Yeah. But yeah, I think I don't know much about box trucking because I don't have experience with it. I think it's still tough though in terms of finding freight. uh, what do I need to start a dispatch LLC? Can you shoot me an email? It's talk about trucking@gmail.com, but in general, dispatching, you don't need much, right? You need an LLC. The LLC cost will depend on the state you are. You don't even need an LLC. It's just like best practice, I would say. You don't need any type of insurance if you're a dispatcher. If you're a carrier, it's a whole different story. In terms of percentage, I think dispatching services became super competitive right now. I think the average, considering that there's competition from overseas, the average is between 3 and 5% at the moment. Yeah. Hello, Will. That can't be right. How are you liable for stolen goods? That's outrageous. Yeah, Ireland, amazing. Yeah, no, it's outrageous. It's outrageous. It's just like it reminds me of that story. I did make a video on it a year ago or something. Do you guys remember that they called it a nuclear verdict? I think it's back in the court right now, where a guy, a truck driver, was driving in his lane very slowly because of the weather. He was actually below speed limit, as far as I remember. He was driving westbound on the I-40, I think. And then eastbound, a car was traveling. So in the opposite direction, there is a barrier, the median in between them. And the car lost control, flipped over the median, and crashed into the truck, Who is liable? Take a wild guess. It's insane. Yeah, they found the carrier liable, even though he was in his lane. He was going the completely opposite direction, driving below speed limit, and they're trying to say that, well, he shouldn't have been driving at all because of the weather. Well, what? Are you insane? Yeah. Oh, thank you so much, Gilberto. We used to pick up blind shipments in the Midwest, usually loads going to the West Coast. They tell us to say we're going straight there, but we took it to Chicago to get transloaded. Always seemed shady. Yeah, I'm not a fan of blind shipments because I don't even know what it is. It just seems, I like transparency. Let's put it that way. I like transparency. Yeah. Do you think anytime soon trucking gets better? I think seasonally it will get better. I don't know what's going. I honestly I try not to make predictions. It's so crazy right now. I have no idea what's going to happen. Capacity is leaving at the same rate it was before, and nothing crazy is happening there. Volumes are below last year, which is unfortunate, and one of those have to change. Let's go. Hello. Thank you, Jason. Happy to be a distraction. I was an owner operator for 12 years, all equipment paid for. But in this market, it's just pointless for me to keep beating my equipment. Yeah, if you have your equipment paid for, and if you have that option of parking the truck and trailer and waiting this market out, that is amazing. Yeah. Unfortunately, there are so many people who have these payments and they can simply not park and just wait. Yeah. Um, Thank you so much for the support. I appreciate it. V300. Love it. Thank you. Um, oops. Where was I? Where was I? I was somewhere. I will find my place. Oh, but if load is loaded by shipper load count, no driver on dock, how do you confirm the load isn't stolen? It's a lot of yeah, it's a lot of loopholes. I have no idea. That's why this story that I made a video about today blew my mind. It just makes absolutely no sense. It's again going back to, oh, someone screws up or someone does something and somehow the trucker is liable. How does that work? It doesn't work. You need to, truckers, you need to stop booking with TQL. Wake up. Their rates are as low as 85 cents per mile. Yikes. I haven't, I mean, I see their loads all the time, but yeah, TQL is interesting. But you know what? Funny enough, I actually see their loads as pretty well paying on the load board, but I'm so stubborn that when I make up my mind just to not anymore. I don't, even though it is sometimes very tempting. Yeah. But again, like I said before, TQL, something that I continuously notice is that their views are always low on the loads. It's like no one is showing interest, but they're surviving somehow. So somehow someone is working with them. You ever dreamed of being a truck driver and driving all over the country instead of being in the office? You know what? Yeah, there was a time where I really wanted to get my CDL. Then I sat in the passenger side of a semi truck and I nearly had a heart attack. I am somehow, weirdly enough, very afraid of heights. And it was so high up. I know it sounds ridiculous. Yeah, so I don't think I'd be able to. I consider myself a pretty good driver in general, but I'm not a confident one by any means. I'm very afraid of driving as it is. I think I would be a horrific. It's just, I don't think I'd be able to do it. I'm just not good at some things. um, Truck turned 276K last year. I put 108K in the bank. 122 per mile to operate the truck. I get home 4 days every 6 weeks. 2024 sucked. Yeah, it's like from 2022. I mean, 2023 was not good. 2024 was worse. And now January started off okay. So I'm not going to put a stamp and try to define what 2025 is going to be, but it's a wait and see moment. Hello, Miranda. Thank you for the info. What's going on with reefer rates? Midwest used to save me. This month, even Midwest is crap. You know what? Tomorrow I'm going to start because I have only data from last week. I released a video about it. So tomorrow I'm going to start looking into what is happening with reefers. I know that reefers fell by 13 cents, I believe, week over week per mile. Yeah, this was as of last week. So we'll see. We'll see what's going on. And I'll release that video on Thursday. Uh, do you think that there will be more trucking companies that will go under due to President Trump's tariffs going forward? Just curious. Do you think the rates will go up or get worse? That is an excellent question. The tariff question, I'm torn. I'm torn. I see both sides of the argument. I see how it can create uncertainty in the market because no one knows how businesses and consumers will react to tariffs. I also can see how, especially in the long term, a tariff can promote domestic manufacturing, which would be great for the trucking industry. In terms of short term, I wish I could tell you. I wish I could tell you, but unfortunately, I have absolutely no clue at the moment what to expect exactly from those tariffs. I want to get into trucking, probably going to be Prime. Thoughts? I'm not familiar. I mean, I'm familiar with Prime. I've heard it's like completely differing opinions. Some people love it, some people hate it. Hold on a second, guys. One moment. Sorry, guys. I hope you can hear me still. My kids sometimes really, really want to also be in the videos. I'm like, no. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, Prime, it's some people say yes, some people say it's absolutely horrific. Um, what's good? First timer. Thanks for all the info. Very informative. Love it. Welcome. Love it. Okay. Company driver shield from the market that some of ours are asking for 4,000 miles per week. Alexander. Yeah. Sometimes I notice this, and I've noticed this throughout the years. Sometimes there is not miscommunication, I would say. It's just different perceptions of the industry, I would suppose. Different perceptions of the industry. Sometimes you have a person who thinks that no, the load board should have something else there available, and in reality, there is nothing. So yeah, there's sometimes a difference in how the reality is perceived. Drill, baby, drill. How is container freight at the docks with all these tariff threats? You know what? I just saw a few days ago something about containers, something about there being a lot of volume, I think, before the tariffs hit, because as far as I understand, the tariffs were pushed for a month. I mean, the 25% ones on certain, what was it, Mexico and Canada, I believe. But the threat of potential tariffs, they say, is causing people to ship products beforehand. But yeah, that's what I read. I need to update my knowledge though. Um, Good question. Uh, about the transparency. Did I miss something? Sorry if I missed something. Trucking is free market trade, and brokers can write what they want into contracts. You don't have to sign with them, and government can dictate contracts. Exactly. So this is the thing that the FMCSA is saying, is that unless Congress makes it impossible for brokers to add that language, there is no way to prevent them from using language saying that you are signing away your rights if you get set up with them. Not all brokers do it, but there are some. What are hot areas right now and for spring? Again, I'll get back to you on Thursday when I do my market maps and take a look at how things have changed week after week, week over week. In terms of for spring reefers, yeah, I'll have to get back to you in the Thursday video. I plan to pay them 25% of gross on a W-2 on the spot market. We haul mostly hazmat, 7K, 3,200 miles per week. After paying repairs, fuel, driver taxes, I just don't know if it's worth it. Uh, hmm, 25% of gross, especially for hazmat. Well, again, I'm not familiar with what the pay is with hazmat. I don't know if anyone knows, does that seem like a fair deal? Because I'm not familiar. My first thought was 25% of gross is a little bit low for hazmat, but again, correct me if I'm wrong because hazmat is not my forte. Um, Truck stop decided to outsource their call center to an Indian company. I can't understand them. Yeah, a lot of a lot of a lot of people like highway as well. Yeah, highway as well. Although it's funny, truck stop, whenever I call them, yeah, it always seems local. JD, no hot free areas. Yeah, they're becoming more and more scarce. That's for sure. There are some, but the problem is you get to a really good market, there's no way to stay there. And once you hit the weekend, Friday, Thursday, Friday, you have to take a long load. How are you going to stay in a good market for long? That's the thing we've been struggling with. I've been in it since 83. If you want to break a rich man, sell him a truck. 12:50 a.m. in Ireland. Good night. Good night. Oh, wow, it's late. Okay, quick question for folks in here. I've been out here since 96. What is everyone afraid of in regards to shutting down for a few days? What would it take for you to shut down? Yeah, great question. I'm not going to answer since it's for everyone. But yeah, I would love to hear that as well. I'd love to hear that as well. If I may, though, insert my opinion. I think it's those that have payments that are not able to stop or scared to stop. Something's happening in my house right now. um, Hope you're doing well. What's going on in the freight market? Very slow and paying crap. Yeah, what's going on? I think it's a mix of the fact that February is one of the slowest months, mixed with the I don't know, mixed with what, but it's very slow. Volumes are on their way down. Unfortunately, the volume thing is what's scaring me. The fact that it's below 2024 levels in the general market, that rejections are going down as well. Yeah. Until I got my truck paid off, I had to make 1650 a week for payments. Oh my God, a week. Wow. Oh, 1650 a week you had to make. I thought your payments were please tell me your payments were not $1,650 per week. Um, was there a dash cam on that truck getting by the car? You know what? Good question. I don't know. I know it was two drivers in the truck. It was a trainer and a student. I don't know if they had a dash cam. I think it was Werner. Like the carrier was Werner. I don't know. Do they have dash cams there? But yeah, it's a nuclear verdict. And now they are now it's going to be, what is it called? They're going to take it to court again, basically. It's already in court again. Uh, ooh, big sp- Oh Oh, no, I appreciate I mean, you guys know you don't have to, first of all, and second of all, I appreciate all the support, I really do. Um, uh, yeah, there we go. That was the Warner, lawsuit, I think. They lost and the driver did nothing wrong, our speed, correct direction. Exactly, yes, Warner. It was Warner. But let's see what happens after it goes through the court system again with the appeal. I really appreciate the Friday charts and graphs. Let's go. I am glad you guys enjoy them because after a while, when you're doing it for how long have I been doing this for? The weekly market updates. When you do it every week for a while, you start thinking everyone's bored of this already. But I did a poll and people do like it, so I'll continue. Is it a good time to open a business in transportation? I get this question every single live. I think that right now it's very challenging, and considering things like freight fraud that we talked about today, brokers are very, very careful so they don't work with new MCs. At least it's not as easy. By the way, oh my God, this is very much on topic. Truck Stop just released a new feature, the load board, Truck Stop, where you can actually filter loads by what kind of authority age the broker requires. Now, not all brokers report to Truck Stop yet of what kind of age of authority they look for. But yesterday I tried it. Like I said, okay, 30 days of authority, and Coyote popped up, which is interesting, saying that if you have 30 days of authority, you can book a load with them. But that is a very interesting thing. But back to your question, if you're getting into the transportation industry and you have your own truck already, maybe it's better to lease onto a carrier with an existing MC. Yeah, because getting loads with a new MC can be challenging. Or as Life in the Box says, absolutely not. Um, uh, if you can get direct freight contracts, I lol oversized for the Navy. Someone asked me I think today I answered an email about military loads. They're the best. um, Anytime you see TQL posting the price, just ask as much as you can. They are tight to move the load. Yeah, I mean I personally do not work with TQL at the moment anymore. But yeah, that is a good strategy because usually that's right, they don't post the rate. Ah, there you are, killer for cash. I'm in Indianapolis and it's dark and freezing. Can we trade places, please? Oh no. No, thank you. I don't like freezing weather. um, I like the heater. I like being very warm and cozy. uh, yeah. I'm sorry. Um, Gosh, it just when I hear where everyone is, it just makes me realize I really need to travel throughout the US. TQL, TQL is not surviving. They built a new facility in Ohio, about 20 million. Yeah, Mike, I heard that they also built a gym, like a very fancy gym. So yeah, they're doing well. uh, Perfect. Sounds good. Thank you. I was a chemical engineer out of college. I was a psychology, specifically abnormal psychology major. I always thought that I would help kids, but life had other plans. Um, I'm in Chicago and you should see the snow in Oklahoma. Yeah, I mean, the weather is a disaster. We had last week the rain and it was pretty bad. I mean, I'm not one to say that, oh, a little bit of rain and that's it. It's a disaster or you can't drive anywhere. I'm not that kind of person. But it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. Um, Miranda, how much more pain must we endure? We must be patient, count our blessings, pick our battles, and put one foot in front of another. I strongly believe that, but I know it's tough. I have a toxic relationship with the road. I'm stressed. I hate it here, but I could never give this up. Natasha, it's interesting. It's a love-hate relationship, even though I'm not on the road, but yeah, it's interesting. Trucking is still the love of my life, even though sometimes I hate it. Um, I got tired of being in the refinery and started trucking. I love it, but the industry didn't like us carriers. Yeah, it's upsetting because the industry has such potential. It became very challenging in the last 3 years. Stay away from TQL unless you want to go out of business. They will file fraudulent claims on carriers. Wow. I actually never had that happen to me with TQL. And one thing I do have to say about them is if we're talking about anything positive we can find, they're always respectful. I'll give them that. They're always respectful in terms of how they speak to you. But yeah, I don't work with TQL. um, in your opinion, what are the most challenging problems in the trucking industry and dispatch service in 2025? I mean, generally, I think if you're a dispatcher, you're just the biggest challenge is going to be the competition you're going to face because there's so many dispatchers, and you're not just competing with dispatchers in the US, you're competing with dispatchers all over the world. Um, so yeah, the other challenge as a dispatcher is keeping those clients. In order to keep your clients, you have to make them happy. You have to book them good loads. And sometimes it's really challenging. It can be very challenging. Thank you, Kevin. Hi, Fugitive. You don't take email questions anymore. I emailed you, but you didn't answer. Fugitive, I must have missed your email. Can you email me again? Please. If I try to keep up with emails, there are moments where I'm going to be late by 2 weeks responding to someone. But if it's been 2 weeks or more, that means that I either missed it by accident or it went to the wrong folder. And if you can email me again, just forward it to me. But yes, I still answer emails. Hi, Trey. Let's see. Stupid question, but how does tariffs work? It depends who you ask. It depends who you ask. There are different opinions on how do tariffs work. Some people have one opinion, other people have another opinion of how tariffs work. It's a whole other topic. The new EPA is rolling back California zero emissions. You know what? I saw a headline about this today on either Landline or Overdrive, but I didn't dig into it. I need to dig into it. I started trucking after being a broker out of college 6 years ago. I became very good at it, but quit due to my morals and became a heavy haul carrier. Worst thing I did was move to the asset side. Yeah, you know what? I hear a lot, a lot, relatively speaking. I hear folks talking about the fact that they moved out of brokerage, not always into something else in trucking, but just moved out because of morals, which makes me remember that book, Freight Broker Confessions, and makes me wonder, is that how it actually is? Um, Truck driving over the road is a lost cause. It needs to reform now or it will die soon, no doubt. Yeah, it does need to, something has to give. Something has to give. It can't get progressively worse and worse and worse. I'm not going to take offense to this. I actually I'm not good at making pancakes. I'm very good at making crepes, though. I actually cooked some 2 days ago. But I do love baking. Baking is the love of my life after trucking. If we're talking about inanimate things, I do love baking it completely, and bake dancing, of course. That's what takes the stress away. What's the best toll transponder in your opinion? I'm looking at we have Best Pass. My gosh, we have Best Pass. I have had them since 2019, and I'm not looking to change. They're amazing, in my opinion. Um, hmm, what do you think about this administration so far? It's a roller coaster. You can't predict anything. Too loud, not good for business, in my opinion. I'm not going to comment because I try to stay away from politics on this channel unless they like a policy directly affects the trucking industry. And the reason is because this channel is politics are very divisive as of late, and I think this is a place where we can all connect on a similar interest, which is trucking, and similar challenges that we all face, regardless of what we believe, what religion we are, whatever. So I do try to stay away from politics. Um, oh, sorry, you're replying to someone else. Do you think it would be better to have a Conestoga or regular flatbed, considering the amount of time you save with the Conestoga and possibly being able to do more loads overall? That's an excellent question. For me, a Conestoga never made sense because the amount of loads on the load board, regardless of the fact that they do pay better very often, the price of the Conestoga just did not make sense to me because it was over 3,000. We pay $1,100 for our per flatbed that we rent. We rent our trailers. A Conestoga is over $3,000 per month, and it just doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, pancake crepes. I actually never liked pancakes. I can't cook them very well. My pancakes do not come out like the traditional pancakes. But crepes, yes. I don't eat them, but I like to cook them. Um, TMC is offering 30% per load for my state. Is that a good offer? Oh, you know what? It actually does seem like a pretty decent offer according to the market. Thank you, Killer, for cash. Miranda, not just a certified rescue diver, but also a professional crab jumper. Yes, you're a wonderful woman of many talents. Thank you. Yes, rescue diver, and I jump over crab professionally. Or in yesterday's case, we got towed out of the crab. Thank you, Hell Pike. I'm Scott. I sent you an email earlier. Got screwed so badly by TQL last week. Should have followed lead. It's helpful to hear your experience in the market, so I know it's not just me struggling. Right? I need to check my email. I'm going to read your email if I haven't. I don't think I have yet. But yeah, right? It's very, very true. The thing about this channel that I absolutely love, for me personally, is that I also don't feel alone. When I share like, hey, this was a really, really bad experience, someone always can relate. And I feel like, okay, I'm not the only one that's struggling here. So yeah, I agree. Let's see. Thank you for the live stream and news. Absolutely. My pleasure. I love doing them. Hey now. Hey now. 30% is average. There we go. That's an answer for the question of whether 30% per load is okay. Um, Dядя Вова, it's very slow in the container business too up here in Seattle. Yeah, I feel like the freight market is just it's slowed down, and I'm hoping that after April, it's going to get better. You can hope. Hi, Yuri. Hi, are you doing safety by yourself? Yeah, I basically everything, I don't delegate anything for the most part. The only thing I will delegate is like when we have to get new plates, if we get a new truck, I will delegate it to Road Ready Registration simply because they're able to get those plates very quickly. And in California, it usually takes forever. Everything else, and income taxes. I have a CPA who does that. I don't understand income taxes. He does the income taxes. Any trucking related taxes, any safety, everything. Yeah, it's me. It's a lot. Life in a box. I have multiple loads I had multiple loads last week, this week, next week, Wisconsin, Florida, Wisconsin, Florida. Oh, Wisconsin, Florida, like back and forth. How does it pay from Florida? That's my My number one question. I'm making gross 800 per day doing power only local. Is it good or bad? You know what? I'm power only again. This is something we've always hauled a trailer. So question from me is whether I mean it's not a question for me. I don't know what to compare it to. I can only compare it to what our target is, and our target is always 1,400 per day. It actually increased in January. It started out with 1,000 per day gross, then it climbed to 1,100. Now it's 1,400. Do we meet that target? No, very rarely. Very rarely. We average for the past 2 months around 1,250, 1,300 per day, but that is a flatbed. Ah, good evening. Shutting down tonight for weather. Better safe than sorry, always. They were when the engine went down. That was another 1,000 a week for a rental. Paid it off in 4 years. 175,000. Wow. Um, okay. I'm not going to highlight the comments that are responding. Hi, BTC Tracker. Um, is there a Yelp equivalent for drivers and owners to review brokers and shippers? That is a great question. Load boards have their review system, but honestly, there is nothing like comparable to Carrier 411. There are Carrier Assure, I believe you can review brokers there, but again, they're not popular, which means they're not being used as much, which renders them not useless, just less reliable or less what's the word I'm looking for? Like powerful. You know what I mean? Um, only 2 loads this week, better than none, costing me 24 hours. Can't shut down. Yeah. Uh, Thank you. I appreciate the compliment. By the way, what do you think about the food tanker business? Again, that's something very specific, which unfortunately I do not have experience with. I have a lot of experience with reefers. That was the first equipment, and that's how I learned the trucking industry is with a reefer. Um, but the specifics, like specific equipment types, not as much experience, if any. Is anyone in Oklahoma? How is the weather? I have a load going there tomorrow. There is an app. It's really, really good, but it is a paid app. Actually, just what is it called? I just canceled my subscription because it costs a ton of money. It actually gives you a radar. It's called Climb, if I'm not mistaken. Hold on, Climb. Yeah, it's called Climb NOAA Weather Radar Live. It's really good, and you can actually see 24 hours in advance what's going to happen, and it is accurate. Can I activate my MC while being leased on to someone else in order to let it age? That is a great question. I have actually asked folks here whether this is possible because I do get this question a lot, and some say yes, some say no, and usually people say it depends on who you're leased on with if they are okay with it. Check your weather app. Yeah, again, Climb NOAA is fantastic. It's just pricey, in my opinion. Um, hey Miranda, can you create a video covering all the steps and requirements for hiring new drivers under your authority? You mean the process of hiring? I can look into it. Yeah, I can look into it. Let's see. Heading to Dallas from Atlanta tonight. Nice. Uh, duh, 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 duh. All right, I have about 10 more minutes. Just letting you guys know. Um, Let's see. 2 years since I got out of trucking, truly a blessing. Feel like I wasted 14 years of my life while doing it. Best to all who are in it. All right, I'm going to keep going one question at a time. Ridiculous. The worst comes of the industry. Ah, uh, around 200 miles. We are. hmm, Oh, this you were asking for the Oklahoma. Yeah, again, that app is amazing. Uh, Again, I'm gonna skip over the replies to other folks. 4 years of authority, but shut down 10 months later, reinstated 4 months ago, and still so hard to get loads. Do you that actually I have a question for you, Red Top Rich. You reinstated it, and because this is a question I get a lot. When you reinstated, do brokers treat you like you're a brand new? If you were an abnormal psychology major, you might be able to help me. First, I need to help myself. It's questionable if I can help myself. um, but yeah, I was an abnormal psychology major. I really wanted to be a child therapist. Home every other day, yes, 4 days a week on average. What is this market? Just got an RGN set up and it's horrible. Yikes. Yeah, I know this market. I mean, this market is absolutely, it leaves much to be desired, to put it lightly. It's, it feels like 2021 and the beginning of 2022 was just like a very good dream a long time ago. Sold my truck in 2009, not tempted to be an owner op LTL team now. Uh, oh, there we go for the RGN. Oh my gosh. And for the RGN, let's see. In terms of containers, thank you for your question. Again, I try to teach from experience, and my experience is reefers, flatbeds, and dry vans, a little bit of step deck. Unfortunately, I don't have experience with containers. But yeah, does anyone know? Is it worth hauling containers right now? Taking a vacation and not paying insurance for nothing and the authority being temporarily revoked is the FMCSA procedure. The MC always stays alive, but don't understand why authority history not reviewed. Yeah, again, my question is once you reactivate, um, yeah, like if the authority is you, you revoke the authority yourself, or if MCSA is revoking the authority and you reactivate the MC. My question is, do brokers treat you like you're a brand new MC? That's the question I'd love an answer to. What did you think of the previous and the new Secretary of Transportation? To be quite honest, as weird as it sounds, I never looked into Pete Buttigieg. I never really paid attention to his policies as much. I think I don't even know why. In terms of Sean Duffy, I'm trying to learn a little bit more about him, but he doesn't really have much of a history other than the fact that he was against them. He was for like an hours of service exemption for smaller carriers, and he voted for that exemption. But yeah, I don't really have an opinion of either at the moment. We'll see as time progresses. Uh, I always get this question. In your opinion, what is the minimum average rate per mile we should accept to stay profitable? This will all depend on your cost per mile, which changes from carrier to carrier, from truck to truck, and from month to month. So, yeah, you have to look at your cost per mile. That will tell you what kind of rate you need to take in order to remain profitable. To answer your question, the weather in Oklahoma is bad. Gets better the further south you go. There we go. Um, Thank you, Killer for Cash. Yep. saw your comment already. Look at your competitors in hauling containers. Are their trucks well maintained, taken care of, or are they junk? Yeah, that's another thing. These rates are putting more and more dangerous trucks on the road because people don't have the money to maintain them, right? Oh, thank you so much. I'm especially grateful for the fact that you called my channel therapeutic. That is amazing. It's therapeutic for me too to make the videos. Funny enough. It's like a little bit of meditation. Good evening. Um, Hi, Miranda. Just wanted to know if we should stop working as much with fewer benefits. It's funny, like I said before, yeah, this market definitely forces you to work harder for a quarter of what you received before. I mean, to each their own, I suppose. I can't tell folks what they should and should not do because everyone has their own experience. For me personally, even the stressful situations, I learn from them. I learn something new every day in this industry. Like yesterday, I found out that there's such a thing as snow towing, which is when they hook up your truck and tow you up to the summit because your truck will not go. And I learned that it costs an arm and a leg to do that. It was $700. um, but yeah, now that towing company was making bank yesterday. But yeah, you learn something new every day in this industry. And for me, this is the biggest motivator to continue. Enjoy your warm, cozy home. I'm not jealous in the slightest. I love your comments. They're perfect. Thank you, I will, and I'm so sorry. Feel bad. Oh. Killer, what is a professional? No, he's referring to a post I made if yesterday, I think, that I'm constantly jumping over crap that the market throws at me. um I was gonna say, oh, here we go. I love it. First pancakes, now sandwiches. I actually hate making sandwiches. I'm not a good sandwich maker. No. Mm. I'm really, really good at baking bread, though. Um, Oh, welcome. Just joined. First time in joining. I've been watching your videos. Very ed- educational. Thank you, Glenn. Thanks so much. I was just wondering if I want to start with one truck with my own authority and rent trailer, how much cash should I have in hand? Yeah, Fugitive, if you can email me because that is a very long-winded answer. And also in terms of, yeah, email me. I'll be happy to respond to you. Or resent the original email because I think I missed it. All right, guys, I'm so sorry. I won't be able to get to all the comments. I feel very bad about that, but I have 2 minutes. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to skip over some of them and find those that I haven't answered yet or questions that are different. Um, duh, 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 duh. Okay, there we go. What's the best board for getting loads? If you have a dry van or reefer, the DAT load board is better. If you have an open deck trailer, like a step deck or a flatbed, truck stop is better. Welcome. Time to. I'm married with 2 kids. Let's see. Why rent your trailers versus financing? I'll tell you why I am renting because trailers, the market changes. And sometimes one trailer becomes more in demand than another. And renting those trailers makes it very easy for us to adapt to the market. Yeah, we used to own our trailers, but then we went the route of renting because it's very easy to get rid of that expense if you have to get rid of it. The insurance right away, you get rid of it, you get rid of the trailer and those payments right away. And if the market, for example, starts leaning towards dry vans, I can just give away a flatbed and rent a dry van. That's just for adaptability. Yes, I am based in California. um, What do you think is better, Coke or Dr. Pepper? Diet Coke. TQL brokered my load for 1500 for 700 miles, supposed to be 1 day run, one pick for drops. That was 5 days ago, and I just got unloaded and it was 900 miles because oh my God, that is horrible. Oh, see, okay. So this is actually, it's funny you say that. I think I didn't read your email. I saw the preview of it, so I'm going to read it in full. But this is the reason I stopped working with TQL. It was a similar situation. Thank you so much. They offered $150 for the inconvenience. They offered me zero. Yeah, that was just the last straw. I was like, I'm done. Um, All right, guys, I'm gonna bounce. I'm sorry I didn't get to all the comments. Maybe I'll do another live this week. It will probably be random again. I do apologize. I'm not able to plan my day. Unfortunately, it all depends on how the day goes. But I do appreciate all of you joining, and I hope you have a very safe rest of your evening. And I shall see you in the next video and in the next live. Thank you, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.